Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got Wayne, Ethan, and Tim in the building. Six is a rough one tonight. I well before I say, but we know how rough it was. But before I talk about how rough it was, I'm actually encouraged a little bit. Maxey looked like he's hitting his stride. This is the way Maxey's been playing the last few games. If we can, this is the Maxey we need going into the playoffs. If we got a chance to win, we're gonna need Embiid to play the way, and we're gonna need a healthy Harden because yes, Joel Embiid can get buckets. He could get buckets last year before he got Harden. Harden makes it look a lot easier for him. Like coming into the last, been saying this season how B looks more comfortable. He doesn't look as beat down and wore down the stretch of games or whatever. The last couple games, he looked like he's had to work a little bit more. And not saying that he can't get his, but that been a big problem with him is him getting wore down. He needs Harden to help him to get them easier shots. And the role players need Harden. They need a facilitator getting them their looks because it seems like everybody else is struggling without him. But shout out to Maxey. Maxey was hooping, and they just looked tired in the second half. Honestly, it was a tight game. Phoenix played last night too, but it was a tight game. They was going back and forth. Then when B came out for that last stretch of the third, the other team, their bench took off, and we couldn't get it back. Maxey tried, but we couldn't get it back. What y'all got for tonight?
Yeah, it was a back-to-back. Like you said, Phoenix was home. Tough game, tough loss against Golden State. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit too if y'all want to, because we wasn't on for that. Tough loss against that Golden State team. Phoenix played. I'm not knocking Phoenix or the refs. Phoenix played very, very aggressive defense. They was real handsy. They pushed the ball quickly up the court every play. Actually, they bench is deep, even though they traded for KD. They still kind of deep. They got TJ Warren, and they got, who's the boy they got from Orlando? Terrence Ross. They still got a couple playmakers over there. Phoenix still has a nice little team together over there. Biyombo made it tough for Embiid. Probably without Harden, if he would have had Harden, like Wayne said earlier, he got some easier shots. Biyombo played really good defense on him. Maxey was the highlight of the night. I mean, you didn't get nothing from Melton. He gave you 5 points. PJ points. Tobias Harris was off tonight. The bench played really bad tonight. Shake 2 for 9, Yang 1 for 4, McDaniel 0 for 3. So listen, I mean, you'll get these games, especially on a back-to-back. You'll get these games. What really can you expect Doc to do? I'm not blaming Doc for this one. I can't really blame him. I know X-Man saying Doc be the downfall of this team, but I can't really blame him for this. It looked like we looked tired at that. They started hitting buckets. Everybody's hand went down. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. The game was over. The game was over.
Well. Tobias Harris to the rescue once again tonight. Here's what I'll say. I'm gonna put a little blame on Doc Rivers because
here we go.
The game was the score was 84-81 with 1 minute left in the third quarter. And he put in the boy Dedmon in the game when Dedmon hasn't really been playing all year long. So you're gonna put him instead of going with you may not have gotten what you want out of Paul Reed, but he wasn't giving up all those scores and grabbing all those fouls. So he kind of hurt us by changing it up this game. He should have done that. Also,
I thought Dedmon played well, though.
Dedmon played horrible.
After the very first couple plays, I thought he played well as well.
But those were a couple of plays. That's the game.
And you actually loved the Dedmon sign.
No, I didn't.
Only thing I'm saying is you're blaming that. The problem was Embiid came out of the game. It wasn't that Dedmon came in.
And you replaced him because Embiid came out the game in the first half, and that didn't happen to us. Embiid came out the second half, and what happened? We got routed. We were already down our point guard.
So who did we put in the first half instead of Dedmon?
Paul Reed.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you see what I'm saying? I'm blaming Doc's decision for going away from Paul Reed. Paul Reed didn't even get in the game the second half. Now, unless you're going to come and tell me that he was injured, then there's no reason why you're going to go away from Paul Reed and play Dedmon. And you saw what happened. The whole wheels fell off. And then you got Niang. I know what you're trying to do. You want something out of him. He's your small forward. He and Tobias Harris are not championship caliber small forwards for this team. They're not the wing players that's going to advance us. That's our weakness right there, that position. And as you saw today, what happened? What did we get from Tobias? He shot 33%. What'd you get from Niang? Niang gave us four points or 1 for 4 shooting. That's it. This was a winnable game. It was winnable. Tyrese got no help. I'm not going to blame Embiid. Embiid been balling all year long. He didn't have his point guard, so everything is a little bit of a struggle. I'm not going to blame Embiid. This falls on Doc Rivers. It falls on Niang, and it falls on Tobias Harris.
Listen, Niang is in a slump. I don't think he played well last couple games. I will say that. But you got to get Niang going. You still need some shooters out there. You need people to spread the floor. I mean, X-Men, you asked about the lineup with Maxey, PJ McDaniels, Niang, and Reed. I probably wouldn't have had PJ in there. I might try that somebody else besides PJ. But I mean, this game, Maxey was going off. Maxey was balling. What's the thing about Maxey? Listen, Maxey.
He looked like he finding his groove. Maxey looks like he's finding his groove.
You talk about Maxey inconsistent. I'm not worried about Maxey. I'm really not worried about Maxey. I think he'll come around. He still got some games to get ready for the playoffs. I'm not worried about Maxey. I'm more worried about Harden being healthy and Embiid being healthy, other than I'm worried about Maxey. And maybe we got to do something with that PJ Tucker situation. Out of everything, that's my most worrisome spot. If y'all want to talk about worry, I'm not even worried about Toby as much.
See, this my thing, Tim, and other people in there. You're not going to have
Cork in the game.
No, you're not going to have a superstar at every spot. So some spots you have to have role players who have to step up at times.
A role player.
You keep all right. Okay. Then I'm gonna get through this because now we got to. Because now let's talk about the facts of Tobias had a bad night tonight. Last night he shot 10 for 12, 23 points. Game before that he had 5 for 9 for 20 points. Then he had 14. Then the game before that 24. The game before that 18. He's not. You make it like he's out here scoring 8 points a game. He had an off night tonight. So that being said, I get it. I'm just arguing your point of saying these aren't championship caliber players. Like you saying these aren't championship. Wow. When we missing James Harden, who averages 21 points, 11 assists, and like 6 or 7 rebounds. And you don't think that's a big hole in our lineup?
And they missing Katie, who averages 28.
Okay, but KD hasn't played with them anyway. He's
still there missing.
How do you know how?
I think he only played 3 games with him.
Yeah, but the point that I'm saying is I don't care about what they have. I'm saying the Sixers. James Harden is a big component of what this Sixers team has been this year. He helps get Niang's his open shot, gets Tobias more open shots.
True.
James Harden is the facilitator that sets all that up.
Hey, listen, Phil W. Wayne's not a baller, so I'll answer that question for you. You know why Maxey don't shoot?
Wayne not a what?
Baller. You know why Maxey a ball player? You know why Maxey don't shoot mid-range? It's because he brought up in this era of basketball called analytics. You know what they teach these players in this era of basketball? Either 3-point or layup. That's what they teach them. That's what you do. 3-point or layup. A mid-range is because of the percentage on that shot, you're better to shoot a 3 than you are mid-range. That's what they're saying. That's what they.
Your signal kind of choppy, unless it's me. I think
Maxey has that. Am I choppy?
Yeah, a little bit. but hey, Phil, see, this is my thing. I'm still not panicking yet. I don't think Harden will have to score 30 a game because I do think that you'll get more consistent. The way that Harden's been playing, the threat of Harden scoring, that Embiid Harden combination, that duo is one of the toughest things to stop in the NBA right now. And because people have to overplay and do that, that's going to leave for Maxey getting good looks, Tobias getting good looks, Niang getting good looks, PJ. But that's going to lead to stuff like that. That's why I'm saying Harden is a big component to that. Even when Harden's in the game, it makes it easier for Embiid. How many times we see Harden don't have to even have all that many shots or even score that much when Embiid is scoring 40-something points and Maxey dropping 20+. Because Harden facilitates and get those guys easy looks, and you don't have to work as hard on offense, which leaves more energy for defense.
Well, right now we need to win in Denver.
Maxey don't look. Maxey, hey,
Maxey
Phil, why you
shooting
beating on
threes
Maxey?
at like
Maxey was
40%
7
clip.
for 11 tonight.
Maxey
He
is
was
shooting
7
well
for
from
11.
three. Yeah,
Maxey
I
had
don't
a
think
good
he's shooting
game
any
tonight.
threes.
Nobody can say anything about Max's game tonight. Maxey played very well. We just, I believe that Doc's rotation was horrible tonight. His whole rotation playing Devin was a huge mistake. Putting him in that game was a mistake. If you're trying to win,
I don't think that was the reason we lost.
It wasn't a reason yes, it was.
Honestly, a big part of it was pace. If you look at a certain point in time in there, we started trying to get in, rip and run up and down the court with them. We're not going to outrun Phoenix. Yeah, B was down there getting the basket, but then as soon as B get the basket, they was out and running out. That's when you need a floor general to say, hold up, slow it down. You see how when CP3 came in the game and he settled stuff down, like we gonna run it at my pace, at our pace, and set it up.
Here's the thing: if you know they're running, you gonna put Paris who can run with them. That's the thing. He didn't.
So you gonna put Paris in who for Embiid, who is scoring?
And when Embiid goes out, that's the point.
I'm talking about even when Embiid was in there. We did not have the pace that it looked like we didn't have the legs to keep up with them. They started ripping and running and getting open shots.
Embiid was trailing the entire game. He didn't have it at all. But I'm not going to blame him for not having it. And then the boy from the other boy that was playing against
Biombo.
He was all over the place.
He played well. He played. Yeah, he outplayed B tonight. He outplayed him tonight.
He was all over the place.
X-Man, do you think PJ and Tobias are the same player? You think PJ Tucker and Tobias Harris are the same player?
One gives you the same. One is offense, one is defense.
Maybe. No, what defense is? No, PJ gives you zero. He gives you neither. Tobias might actually play better defense than PJ this year.
I wouldn't go there,
and that's not saying much. Why? I've seen games where they put Tobias on a big time scorer, and he plays solid.
Embiid cannot sit no games if he wants that MVP. Embiid can't sit. We should have kept Joe, Bassey, and Matisse. Not enough time for McDaniels and Detman. I hope I'm wrong. Good looking out too, Bernard McCoy.
I'm cool with McDaniels. I'm cool with
McDaniels too.
I think this is his first game
you
back.
should have kept Bassey. I just think Doc and them have to find McDaniels. Has to get him comfortable. For some reason, it seems like players come over here that was playing for other teams, like Harden, however you say it. For some reason, Doc can't get them in his system. Doc don't get comfortable with these dudes. I don't know what it is, but I think Doc has to find some time for McDaniels, man.
He was averaging 10 points a game, so he should be able to.
Yeah, you talking about when he was on the other squad?
Yeah, I know it's a bad team. X-Men says stop capping Wayne. When is Tobias going to step up? Harden hurt. And this fraud.
It's coming for ass.
So he shot 10 for 12 yesterday and 23 points. Was he the reason we lost yesterday?
He wasn't the reason we won. He's not the reason we win.
So you telling me now? Exactly. See, this is my problem. So now it's going to be, well, put Korkmaz in instead. Tobias Harris is your best option right now. Yes,
he's not a good, but that's because you're the best. I mean, is a good option.
You're not getting superstars at every position.
We don't need a superstar. We need a competent, consistent player.
All right, let me ask you this: who was Phoenix starting five tonight?
I agree, Kane.
You tell me.
You don't know exactly. I guarantee you they got somebody over there. I guarantee you they got somebody in that starting lineup tonight that they would have took Tobias over.
I promise you, if we had McDaniel starting over PJ Tucker, we'd be a better team.
I agree.
Or if you have starting over Tobias Harris, we'll be a better team.
No.
Y'all keep talking like Tobias and PJ is the same.
I agree with Wayne a little bit. Tobias gives you something. Your argument with Tobias is the money.
Exactly.
That's the only argument with Tobias is the money. You really
I don't care about no money.
Yes, you do, because that's the main thing y'all say. He getting such and such.
You have not heard me say nothing about. I'm talking about his output.
But when I tell you when you tell me other players and I give you his stats against some other players and his stats are better, then it comes down to because we paying him so much money.
It's not. He shot 33% from the.
You're talking about and he shot 10 for 12 last night.
It doesn't matter. We lost both games. So what do you do yesterday? What he did
No.
yesterday wasn't enough. What he did today wasn't enough. We lost both games.
Okay, so what Maxey did wasn't enough. What B did wasn't enough. Nobody did enough.
Put us over the top.
Nobody did enough.
Why can't he be the guy to put us over the top?
Who put us over the top then?
Why won't
he gotta play because Joker played and they slapped the Bucks around and Joker had 31, 11, and 6. B gotta play if you want to win the MVP.
Hey Phil, I get the 40 million.
Too close.
That don't 40 million. He absolutely is overpaid. But you're not telling me that PJ Tucker is a better player than he is.
Who said that?
This is what Tim said. PJ, he talking about he'd rather have PJ in there than Tobias.
I would.
He did. X-Men, you're right. Me and Wayne have this argument, and I bring that up and throw it in his face all the time. And Wayne actually admits now Chris Middleton is better than Toby. Wayne admits that now. So
right now,
hold that against
what's Middleton doing now?
See, hey Wayne, don't do it. Wayne,
no, honestly, Middleton had
talked about this.
Middleton had that one. No, I do say that he's better than him because Middleton had an outstanding playoff run that one year when they won the chip. He had an outstanding year that year. But other than that, Middleton hasn't been like lighting stuff up. That year, Middleton, he had some big games that playoffs. But other than that, he was a big reason why they wasn't winning. That's why they had to go get Drew Holiday and all them other guys that they brought in there.
He wasn't a big reason why they wasn't. See, first of all, he wasn't a big reason why they wasn't winning. You still had to put players. You still had to have more. You know what I mean? It like Giannis want to run around like I won the right way. They went out and got players. They went out and traded and got Drew Holiday. Who they go out and get? They went out and got somebody else too. Like you still got to get players around you.
They got Porter.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah, they did. But guess what? And then that playoffs, Chris Middleton lit it up in a couple of those series. He lit it up. He stepped his game up. I'm not hating on that. He stepped his game up. But he was hit and miss with a lot of stuff too. Honestly, I talk to people that's fans of some of these other teams. I don't just talk to Sixers fans and how that's why I say sometimes you got to look and see what they was ripping Middleton over there. No, I just said Middleton is better than him. But up until that playoff run, until they won that chip, he wasn't. They was playing on the same type level.
That's a good point.
Niang in a slump right now. To answer your question about what's going on with George Niang.
Middleton stepped up one year. The other years he didn't.
Middleton steps up when you need him. Tobias, he don't.
Middleton stepped up last year.
When has Tobias put us over the hump?
And that's why I give Middleton a nod because Tobias has never did it. Middleton did it one year.
And never did it. And
Middleton did it 1 year.
He did to upgrade that position. I don't need somebody that's going to be.
I'm not opposed to upgrading it, but y'all talking like he shouldn't even be getting minutes on his team. Y'all ridiculous.
Okay, we gotta look a little deeper into this Niang situation. I'm looking at Niang last 10 games, and he in a slump. Niang in a slump. His last 10 games, what he had two games at double digits. He's just in a little slump.
Maybe he had a slump before, and then he popped out of it. And I mean, Harden set the little slump. Harden set 4 out of the last 5 games. So Harden set him up.
We gonna need him popping off the bench.
To make some noise. That's get back up. Like he had 4, 5, 11, nothing one day. The Chicago game, 10, 2, 8, 6, 12, 8.
Yeah, he had 11, 0, 10. He had 2. He's 0 for 6 that Charlotte game. Cleveland game, he had 8. Washington game, he had 6. Portland, he played well with 12. Yeah, he in a slump. He in a slump.
Like, this is him.
Yeah, I mean he is in a slump, but and this is where I come to it when I say it matters what averages are, because you can sit there and talk about how somebody he's stunk it up tonight, but if he has an average that's good for what his position is, then I don't care how he stunk it up this night. That means other nights he balled out then, right? I mean, that's just like even when Maxey was in his little mini slump, Maxey was still averaging 20 points a game. So it's like when he had that's the only reason. That's why I said about his inconsistency, because when he was balling, but then he had other games where he was like way down like that.
But we got to understand, and we always talked about this before, Phoenix got an athletic team. The Yanks struggles against teams like that. We know that and we understand that. If he's not getting his open shot, if he don't have nobody feeding his open shot and he's trying to do something too much, he's going to struggle. He's going to struggle. So, and this is one of them teams. So Phoenix going to be Phoenix in the playoffs with KD, they're going to be a problem. Phoenix are going to be a problem. They deep. They got the bench. They got the starters. So they got TJ Warren, and the TJ Warren start came off the bench. I'm not sure. Him, Terrence Ross. They got some good players over there. Got some good players.
And you talking about some? Oh, Shake got to get in the game. Shake needs minutes. Shake needs time. I'm looking at what he's been doing. He's been getting minutes consistently for the last several weeks, and he's just okay. 7 points a night, 5. Golden State, 5 against Chicago, 2 against Chicago.
That's a big game. That's a big game, K Sharp. K Sharp said, do y'all think if Denver beats the Sixers on Monday, the voters going to give Joker the MVP again?
Not if Embiid still give him the business.
He also has the if he plays well, he'll still be in the league. He'll still be.
That's the MVP game.
But now that we lost, now that we know that we're not getting the 2 seed or the 3 or the 1 seed, now I'm resting players that need that rest.
I think the Sixers already kind of started to concede that. That's why Harden's not playing.
Yeah. So I'm resting. Health is you can't get the 2 seeds, so the moving up is inconsequential.
No, we stuck with the 3.
Yeah, we too far behind from Boston.
Nah, we only 2 games back from Boston.
We got the hardest schedule in the league, and they got the easiest schedule. They have
I don't care about
schedule in the league. There's no way they were.
Listen, can you listen? But don't sit there and say we too far behind just because of what schedules are. Guess what? The other team might be sitting players too, or Boston might start sitting players. You don't know what
Boston got something. They still got the chance to get the 1 seed. Boston is still because they're only 2 games behind the Bucks. Bucks lost tonight. So they got something to play for. We don't.
We got 8 games left.
So we shouldn't play for the 2 seed, but they should play for the 1 seed.
Yeah, because you can't get the 2 seed.
Why can't you get the 2? You we 2 games behind them, but we can't get the 2 seed. They 2 games behind Milwaukee, but they should go for the 1 seed.
We have the toughest schedule right now.
Yeah, schedule. They was talking that crap before. In all honesty, if James Harden was playing, we wouldn't have lost half these games that we just lost the last couple games.
Listen, I'm cool. I'm cool.
He's not, and he's hurt.
I'm comfortable with playing the Nets in the first round. And Ben Simmons scared his way out of basketball. Right now, if it ended now, we'll play the Nets in the first round.
Let's go.
I'm cool with that. That's a sweep.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that the main thing I'm looking at is I would like to have home court advantage in the second round. If I got to face Boston, I'd rather have most of our games be here than at Boston. Same thing if we got to play the Bucks.
Boston plays San Antonio tomorrow.
Okay.
Then
you act like Boston didn't just go through a stretch where they was losing games to teams they wasn't supposed to be losing to.
And then they got past that stretch.
We could have stole one of these games. We ain't had to lose the back-to-back. But
I agree.
Yesterday's game was the game we should have won. We lost that game. We gave that
Jordan
game up.
Poole went crazy on us in Clay.
Look what they got. I'm looking at this.
Hey, Mac, you scared of the Heat?
They got Washington. Toronto.
Mac for better tomorrow. You scared of the Heat? You scared of the Heat? If we play the Heat in the first round, we lose, fire everybody and blow the team up. I'm on record. If we lose to the Heat in the first round, fire Doc and blow the team up.
I agree.
Because it's over. It's over. We lose the Heat first round. It's over. I'm not scared of the Heat, man. I'm not scared of none of these teams from 4 down. None of them. Cleveland, Knicks, Nets, Heat, Hawks, Raptors, Bulls, Wizards, Pacers, none of them. Not scared of none of them. We going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
If Harden's healthy, I agree.
Healthy Harden.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong?
They said it's something with his foot, like it was some kind of strain in his foot.
What, he slipped over all the dollars on the floor at the strip club?
He got a sore foot. I said it's Achilles. I think they said this is Achilles. You gotta be careful with the Achilles. That go. That's it. That's a wrap.
What happened?
I mean, the Celtics outplayed the Raptors twice. They barely beat the Raptors the first time by 2 points. Celtics still got to play the Bucks. They still got to play the Sixers. So they still got some games they could lose up in there. And the fact that we get to play them head to head.
We play the
They
Celtics
already
again.
got. We got
Yep,
we
Celtics again.
They still got the tiebreaker. They beat us 3 times this year. So even if we finish tied, they still got it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Get healthy, rest and get healthy, and then kick their butt in the playoffs.
You do what? Yeah. So do you take the chance to get healthy and let these dudes get some run and get ready to playoffs? Like you let the younger dudes get run. You let McDaniels get comfortable. Do you let Niang get his shot back? You know what I mean? Is that what?
But see, the only thing with that to me is because I think that Harden is such a big part of all that. Harden gets those guys those shots. These guys don't look as good without him in there. It might just be that they need a solid point guard. We really don't have a true facilitating point guard other than Harden. So when Harden's not in there, all the rest of these guys aren't getting the same open looks, good looks that they would get with him in there. So it's almost like in order to have that rhythm with him, you can't. But I mean, I guess how much rhythm you gotta have when it's just like, all right, just stand in this spot and shoot when I throw it to you. If we play the Heat or the Nets, we sweeping them.
But Phoenix put in that running gun squad, and he put in Deadman. That's irritating me. We literally only down 3 points.
But this is where I disagree with you that it was Deadman's fault, because the same thing was happening when Bede was in there. Our guards were not stopping anybody. They got penetration, and when they got penetration, even when Bede was in there, they got penetration in. Then, like on one of them plays, Bede went up and he got like a piece of, I think it either got a piece or distracted Booker's shot. And as soon as it came off, he had to step to him because he beat the guys off the dribble. And then Deadman came in and got the putback. So it was situations like that where their guards was penetrating, our centers would step, and then they would swing it behind them. So I mean, a lot of that had to do with our guards had to stop that penetration up there. Melton got in foul trouble early.
I'm not saying he didn't get in foul trouble first, and that's what I said. Shake is suspect too. Shake hurt us too. What really started their blowing us out. Shake throws the ball to Embiid, and he throws it wild, and the ball gets the steal and gets the layup, and then that's when everything just went downhill from there.
Is that when Chris Paul came in? They over there in Phoenix, them refs let them play. They let them play. They let Phoenix get away with a lot of reaching.
They did.
Real physical, but I guess that's part of having a home court. So I ain't mad at it.
But see, the only thing I think when you tired, you can't. You know how sometimes you could play through that contact and everything else, but I think when you're tired, like even with Bede, a lot of times Bede get and ones off of the contact that they give him foul calls on. When you see Bede missing these free throws and like his little mid-range shot start coming up like short hitting the front of the rim, he was tired. He looked tired to me out there, and I said, I think Harden helps him not to be as tired down the stretch of runs.
I need Bede to play 39 minutes a game in the playoffs.
But I think he can and not be as tired if you have Harden, where Bede looked like the old Bede that had to work for his points like that. Remember how he used to be all working and sweating, and then in the fourth quarter, he's sweating and bent over. You really didn't see that this year with him.
I think Phoenix pushing the pace.
Harden made it easier for him.
He does. I think Harden makes it way easier for him. I mean, we played Phoenix earlier this year. B gave him some work.
Did we win?
Yeah. I believe so. When they came here, I believe we won.
But I don't think with Devin Booker didn't play though, did he?
He might not have, because he was out early in the season, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was out earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like back in November, like the very beginning.
All right. So I mean, this was so far. It's been a disappointing road trip. We're 1-2, so maybe if we finish 500, I guess that's not too.
No,
much.
Booker played that night. Booker went 8 for 16 and dropped 28, and Bede went 8 for 21 and had 33. Wait, or is that tonight? Hold on. Yeah, that's from that game. It was 100-88. We beat them.
I think we kind of missed Thibault a little bit in these games.
Thibault. Stop.
Why y'all discounting the?
Stop.
He was very
What's
good.
Thibault going to do? What's Thibault going to do? For real.
Thibault was good defensively. At least he was a specialist that did some things right on the court.
PJ Tucker's a specialist.
But he ain't locking nobody down like that. And y'all know it.
I think Jalen McDaniels is an upgrade over Thibault.
I think he can be. I also believe that he's still recovering, and today he was rusty.
Okay, so
game,
now
NBA TV.
so we just talking about what'd you say?
They got Sixers and Nuggets game on NBA TV.
Oh, you already know they're gonna do that. I bet you Joker don't stick and beat. That'd be the quickest 3 fouls you ever see.
They're gonna start 9:30. That's a late game too. Come on.
Yeah, we playing.
Well, they are on the West Coast, Tim.
Yeah,
that's how it happens.
I would like for it to be a 9 o'clock game at least, or an 8:30 game. And it's not.
It is what it is.
It's not West Coast. It's like Mountain Standard Time or something.
Well, it ain't the East Coast. How about that?
So anyway, this is good. We just said we're gonna come over quick and just discuss the game. Just as far as the Golden State game, it was all right. I thought that was the game we should have won because we gave up
12,
a big
lead. We was up 12-11 and lost the lead.
Yeah, we lost that lead. That's the game. And this game wouldn't feel so bad had we won that game yesterday. We gave that game yesterday away.
True. I'm trying to remember the last time we lost back-to-backs.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That's why Harden makes such a big difference. He missed like 4 out of the last 5, and he played that Chicago game when his foot was hurting. But that's the other thing. When you're missing a major component like him, now you got guys that will be coming off the bench playing as a starter, so that weakens your bench and your rotations. We just don't have. And this is why I understand when people saying they wouldn't pay Harden this, that, and other. But if the Sixers can make a deep playoff run and at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals and almost get to the championship or get to the championship, you almost got to pay Harden because unless you got a free agent that's coming in that's going to facilitate as good.
You strap your team.
If y'all notice,
your team for years.
D'Anthony Melton played so much better when he was coming off the bench, and he was that spark for us. Starting is kind of he's not the same person as the starter. But,
I mean, he had some solid games as a starter too. Sometimes we get caught up into the moment.
The impact, the impact of him. We was rolling. We won 8 in a row as with Maxey as the starter and him coming off the bench, and he was that spark that we needed. So
wasn't we winning when Maxey wasn't here and he was playing? Not
as much.
You sure about that? Because I think that's when Harden and B came back. Then I thought we started going on a nice slow. I thought Harden and B came back and we started picking it back up again.
That's why they switched it back. They went back with Maxey. They were like, you know what? We started struggling. We wasn't winning. We was winning early on, but we started struggling.
They started Maxey for Maxey. It was for Maxey's well.
Right. Right. Because Maxey wasn't playing, they were playing well. That's why everybody was saying maybe Maxey could come in off the bench since the starters are playing solid because Melton was playing excellent defense next to Harden and hitting open threes. So that was the whole.
That was the case.
And then what happened was Maxey was struggling. Maxey was struggling.
But we weren't winning as well. Yes, we were. It's not like we was winning games.
You do realize we got like the best record since the All-Star break, right? You realize that our record is up there.
But we went into a slump. We missed some games and they made that switch. They made the switch
because Maxey was struggling.
And we wasn't winning. We were still winning and Maxey was struggling. They would have made the streak. They wouldn't have made the streak.
They would, because they know that we might have lost a game or two, and then it was like, all right, we need Maxey. We need Maxey to be Maxey.
Yeah. Because we were struggling.
So they made that right. But the whole team wasn't struggling. You act like we was on like a 5-game losing streak because Maxey was coming off the bench.
But we got better when they did what? When Maxey became a starter.
And Maxey started last 2 games, what we did.
And Max, but we also missing the starter. You know we missing the starter.
So that's all I'm saying is sometimes everything ain't got to be a drastic because this happened. There's other variables to it.
No, I know one variable is we need Harden back in the starting lineup. And
I agree.
And we need Melton coming off the bench.
I'm fine with that, but you do know that means that our defense was playing at a higher level.
We was on an 8-game win streak.
We was on an Max in the star lineup.
Exactly. We was on an 8-game win streak. We was chilling.
I just said, yeah, our offense is off the charts right now. We ripping around. We had games where we scored like $140. Like, yeah, our offense is there, but our defense was playing. Our defense was starting to tighten it up for a while. I don't think that it's just because I'm not saying that's because of Maxey, because no matter what, I'd rather Maxey's offense over whatever, you know what I'm saying, the defense that we getting. I feel like with Maxey playing like how he played tonight, if he plays like this consistently, again, it don't have to be 30-something points, but if he gives me that consistent, like low 20s to mid 20s a night, and Harden give me that 20 and 11, and B give me that 30 and 33 and 10 and 11, I think that we can beat anybody with that.
Right, 33 and 8 or 7 or something like that. He's gonna get
you. Yeah, and Tobias just give us his 14 to 17 points.
Montrez on the bench because Doc don't like it. But
no, I just think that you can't play everybody. But that double overtime hurt us on Monday. That double overtime loss really hurt us.
I mean, didn't we come back and win after that?
We won 1 and we lost 3. We lost 3 of our last 4 games.
Yeah, we that double overtime game we lost. Then we came right back after that and won. And then we went on the road and we just lost 2 straight back to back.
Yeah, which kind of eliminated us from the number 2 seed.
We'll see what
it ain't eliminated us from how the heck? You 2 games back with 10 games to go. You talking about they eliminated us from the number 2 seed?
We got like 7 games.
So you basically said, and then so 2 games back because it's Boston. We need to be 3. We really 3 games back. All right, well, we get to play Boston head-to-head 1 game too. Now, okay, so where are you gonna get those other 2 wins from? And those other 2 losses from?
All I'm saying is, if Harden's healthy and he can come in and play, then play. You talking like just tank from here on out? Sit Embiid, sit Maxey, sit Harden. You talking about sit everybody and rest everybody?
You're gonna have to get their rest because there's no need.
You get rest a week before the playoffs start anyway.
What are you playing for? If you got Bulls nicked up, sit them. That's my point.
Who's nicked up?
Everybody's nicked up right now.
So sit everybody. So sit everybody.
No, you rotate.
8 games left.
You
8 games.
I'm sitting B 2 games. I'm gonna find 2 games to sitting.
And then be the same one. See if Embiid was playing, Embiid so soft. This is the narrative y'all gonna spend if Embiid sit a couple games.
No, because
same way if Embiid didn't play that series against Miami, even though he was concussed, like, see, he's soft. He can't even come out and try to play. But then he come out and play, and you see his legs shook, and he falling around like a baby deer, like can't even keep his feet together. And then, he shouldn't even be out there then. Like, come on, man. Sometimes you can't please some of y'all dudes.
You can't. So don't try.
At least you know it.
Right. So we 4 games out of first place, 2 games out of it's a wrap.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
All right, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're gonna see y'all Monday after the game. We're gonna beat them.
Yeah, hold on a second. Esme made a good point. How many games is the Cavs behind us?
6. They 2.5 games behind us.
Huh? But you say we all right?
Yeah, we
see. So how are we all right with them 2.5 behind us, but we can't catch Boston and they only 2 ahead of us, or 3 now?
3 games.
So 2.5 to 3 is that big a difference? So we can chill and take the foot off the pedal, and Cleveland might get catch us, but we ain't got to worry about that.
I'm not. Obviously, you want that home court advantage, and you want to make sure that you.
Man, if they can play. You get like a week off before the playoffs start for real anyway, because you get to play in games.
If you got players that's nicked up, I want to go into the playoffs healthy. That's all I'm saying.
That's what that week that's what the week of the play-in games is for.
You get like 3 or 4 days, but if you can get healthy now.
No, it'll be about a week. By the time the season ends to the first game they play is going to be about a week. That's how it was last year, I believe. Because them other teams not just playing like every night. It's like you got the one set play one night, then the other set play, then the other set play, then the other set play.
Yeah, so and then they get like 2 days off. So
it's about a week. Like I said, you get like a week.
But if you going into the playoffs, if you know, especially with Harden, Foot, and Embiid, I'm all right.
And Embiid, what?
We be all right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all on Monday after the game.
All right, peace.
Peace.